I'd eaten my body weight in tiramisu when I had traveled to Italy in 2015, which in my head feels like it was only a couple of years ago, but it's actually been an entire decade. What? And I've been meaning to recreate it and keep it as close and authentic to the traditional one as possible. And this tiramisu recipe checks all the boxes, and we're making everything from scratch. And we'll start off with the lady finger biscuits. We are making that from scratch as well, although you can use the store-bought ones if you wish. You will preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll first begin by separating the eggs here. So I'm going to be needing 4 egg whites and 4 egg yolks. Now in this video right here, you see only 2 being separated, but I will be showing you a fast forward a little bit later where I doubled the recipe a bit later on. The reason for that is I'm also working on a separate video for these lady finger biscuits because they are so versatile, they deserve a video of their own. It's not just the tiramisu that you can use these in. These actually are cookies that are standalone and taste excellent with a cup of coffee. And so the quantities that you see on the screen and in the description box below is what you need for this recipe. So first, as you saw, we added some caster sugar and some vanilla extract into the yolks, gave it a good whisk and kept it aside. And now here I am whipping my egg whites to stiff peaks. So I start off first by adding a little bit of salt in there and then also mixing it on low for 3 minutes, then increasing the speed to medium for 3 minutes. And at this point, I'll start adding the caster sugar a little at a time, and then I will mix it for another 3 minutes on high speed, and you will have stiff peaks every single time. Now, the reason that I added a little bit of sugar and vanilla into the yolks and gave it a good whisk first, it's because if you don't do that, the yolks tend to develop a little film on top and then you just cannot integrate it well and you get these chunks of yolks that you don't want. So just whisking it first initially and mixing it with the sugar stops that from happening. Now once the whites have been whipped to stiff peaks, I'll keep it aside, and now I'll take these yolks and I'll start whipping them on a medium speed for about 3 minutes. They'll go from having a rich golden yellow color to a very pale color, and it would have increased tremendously in volume. Now you'll add a little bit of the egg whites into the yolk mix and just mix it really well. You don't want to worry about deflating the air right now because you're just helping loosen up the yolks and the white mix so that it can fold very easily into the egg white mixture. So then you will pour all of it into the egg whites and just fold it in very gently. Now you want to be careful that you don't knock out any of that air. You may notice a few lumps of the meringue that don't integrate, and at that point you will take your whisk and just give it a good whisk for about 5 seconds. Do not overwork it, just whisk it to help combine everything. And now you'll sift in your all-purpose flour and your corn flour. The all-purpose flour or plain flour and the corn flour or the cornstarch help provide the binding to your ladyfinger sponge. This ladyfinger biscuit sponge does not use any fat. We'll be soaking them in a coffee and wine mix that will give it the moisture that it needs. Once you've added the dry ingredients in, you will only fold it until you don't see any dry bits anymore. Do not overwork the batter at this point. And now I'll transfer it to a piping bag, and on my baking tray I have this parchment paper. I have made 3-inch lines using my pencil, and then I have inverted that parchment paper so it almost forms like a little template and a little guideline for me to help pipe these ladyfinger biscuits onto the parchment paper. Now when you're piping your ladyfinger biscuits, hold the piping bag at a 90-degree angle, hold it perpendicular to the tray so that the ladyfinger biscuits have a nice volume to them and they don't bake flat. This recipe will give you about 33 to 34 ladyfinger biscuits, which is perfect for our recipe. Now you'll dust the surface of this ladyfinger sponge with some icing sugar or confectioner's sugar. You will go in for the first round, evenly dusting the icing sugar on the surface. And as you can notice, by the time you're done with the last final ladyfinger sponge towards the end, the first one almost absorbs that and dries out. So you will go in for another round. So basically you will be dusting icing sugar or confectioner's sugar on your ladyfinger sponge 2 times. It should almost look like the ladyfinger biscuits have been snowed in, and these will now bake in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 minutes. Once they are baked, they will will look like this, and they are absolutely amazing. Now, as I mentioned, I'm working on a separate video for this, and so I repeated this entire process again, and I wanted to show this to you so that it's extremely transparent that I have doubled this recipe, and the recipe that you see on the screen and in the description box is what you need to follow. I have included a lot of important and helpful tips in the description box, so make sure you're checking that out. I will now break into this ladyfinger sponge so you can see what it looks like on the inside, and you can see how plump they are. And once they are soaked in the coffee, they are going to be magnificent. I'm so excited. Let that cool down. We'll keep this aside now and start working on our tiramisu cream filling. So I have some egg yolks here, and I have taken some caster sugar and vanilla, and I will whisk this really well and keep it aside. Like I mentioned in the beginning as well, we want to work on the egg whites first, but if you leave the yolks sitting on the countertop, they will develop a film and it will be very difficult to get them to integrate. And so you just want to whisk this once and keep it aside. And now we'll start working on our egg whites and whip them up to stiff peaks. By now you know exactly how to get them to stiff peaks. Low speed for 3 minutes, then increase the speed to medium for 3 minutes. At this point you will add your caster sugar a little at a time, and then finally for 3 more minutes on high speed, and you'll get your stiff peaks to your egg whites every single time. Now, it's always imperative that you start off by whipping the egg whites first. If the whites go into the yolks will still whip up really well. But even if the slightest amount of fats from the yolk goes into the egg white, they are not going to whip. Now, once the egg whites have been whipped to stiff peaks, we'll start working on our yolk cream. So I have a double boiler arrangement here. There's about 1/4 inch of some water in this saucepan, which is simmering, and I will place my bowl containing the yolks and the sugar and the vanilla mix on top of it, making sure that the water does not touch the bowl or the bottom of the bowl directly. And like I mentioned earlier, the egg whites can go into the yolks, but the yolks cannot go into the whites. So with the same electric beaters that I use to whip the white, I will go in to whip the yolks. I will mix this for about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes, the yolks will have increased tremendously in volume and also would have achieved this beautiful pale color, and it falls apart in ribbons like this. I will now keep this aside to let it cool down to room temperature. It's pretty warm at this point and you don't want to use the mascarpone or the egg whites while the yolk mix is still warm, so let that cool down. In the meantime, we'll work on the mascarpone. So I am going to take some port wine and add it to my mascarpone, which is at room temperature, and I'll just whip this up on a low speed until it's all well integrated. I want the port wine to mix with the mascarpone. Now, ideally, I would have loved to use Marsala wine to make this tiramisu. I tried a lot to source Marsala, but I could not find it. Now, you could use rum, but if you're using rum, you're going to significantly reduce the quantity. I have mentioned this on the screen in the quantities as well as in the description box, and if you don't feel comfortable using alcohol, you can completely skip it as well. Mix it really well. Now you'll add a little bit of the cooled yolk mix into the mascarpone, and I'll go in with my electric beaters on a low speed till it's well combined. I essentially want to loosen up this batter, almost this filling, and now I'll gently add in a little bit of this mascarpone, port wine and egg yolk mix into the majority of the yolks and sugar mix, and then gently fold it in like this until it's nice and smooth and well combined. And then you'll fold in the egg whites that you had earlier whipped to stiff peaks, and you will fold it in gently until it's nice and well incorporated. If you still see a few lumps in there, you can go in with your whisk, but don't over whisk it, just for about 4 to 5 seconds till it comes together really well. We'll now work on soaking our ladyfinger biscuits. I'm using freshly brewed espresso. You can brew some strong coffee at home, or you can also use instant coffee to make your coffee soak. I've listed all of these on the screen as well as in the description. I will now add this freshly brewed espresso into this bowl right here, and into this I will also add some port wine. But if you're using rum or brandy, you will reduce the quantity, or you can entirely skip this if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to give it a good mix to combine both the espresso and the port wine together. And now I'll start dipping in these lady finger sponges or biscuits. You want to make sure that you're not soaking it for very long. Just dip it on both sides really quickly. Make sure they're soaked well, but don't keep it dipped in the liquid for very long or they will fall apart. You will dip each ladyfinger biscuit into this espresso and port wine mix and then place it in an 8 by 12 inch baking dish or a serving dish. Make sure that you are lining them well so that there are no gaps in between the two ladyfinger biscuits. They need to be snug and close to each other. And if there is a place where one cannot fit on its own, you will break it apart and then place it like so. And you'll add the first layer of the tiramisu cream filling. You'll add half of this. Use your offset spatula and spread it around really well so that the biscuit layer is covered with the cream layer, and just flatten it out, spread it out so it's nice and even. And then you'll repeat the exact same process again to build that layer up. So you'll soak your ladyfinger sponges in the coffee and port wine mix and you'll start placing it really close to each other. Again, I would highly recommend that you don't spend too much time soaking them. They need to be soaked a couple of times on both sides and then placed directly on top of the cream filling now, or else the ladyfingers could actually fall apart and you don't want that. And if there is a place where an entire ladyfinger sponge can't fit, you will break it and cover it up like so. And then you will add the final layer of the cream filling on top and then use your offset spatula again and just spread it out evenly. Now, it's not yet ready to serve because all of these layers need to set really well, the flavors need to meld really well. So you do need to keep this refrigerated overnight or at least for 8 to 10 hours. If I'm being honest, this is the most difficult part, the waiting to bite into this tiramisu. But I promise you it will be so worth it. On the day that you're ready to serve it, dust it generously with some cocoa powder and clear up the lip of the baking dish or the serving dish so that it's not covered in cocoa powder. And that's it. Now you will take your spatula and cut into this tiramisu. It's beautifully set. It's still light and fluffy and creamy. And the lady finger sponges are soaked so generously in coffee. You can see the distinct layers here, and our plump homemade lady finger biscuits are soaked so generously in that coffee. And that mascarpone cream filling is just out of this world. All the flavors are so well balanced. This classic tiramisu will transport you to Italy, and whilst a vacation there isn't on the cards anytime soon for me, I'm going to close my eyes and savor every spoonful of this tiramisu and pretend I'm in Florence. I'll see you in the next video.